YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Milt. I have a special guest with me today, my roommate Cortez Brown. We're going to be talking about the upcoming AFC and NFC championship games, which are on tomorrow. 3 o'clock, I believe, is the first game. 3:45 ish or something like that. And I think 6:30 is the second game. So look out for those. Watch them. But before I get into it, I'm going to introduce you to this young man. Again, Cortez. Cortez, tell me about yourself.
Like you said, my name is Cortez. Known Milt now for a good 2 years. Living up here in Shippensburg University and everything. Spent 5 years in the military. Sports fanatic. I'm a huge Eagles fan, along with my boy Milt.
Eagles, baby.
Huge Hurricanes fan, Yankees fan. So you name it, man. But that's me though. So let's get the show on the road.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you. We're gonna start with the NFC side. So we got the Carolina Panthers versus the Arizona Cardinals. All right. So what do you think is a strength for both teams? Give me one for each team.
Let's start with the Panthers. You know, they're the consensus #1 overall seed in the NFL this year. Had a 15-1 year. Hell of a year. I think the strength for the Panthers is really their defense. A lot of people look at it this year, and you would think going 15-1, it was their offense. You know, Cam had a great year. Don't get me wrong. I truly believe MVP caliber year. But in reality, though, their offense wasn't all that spectacular. It was really their defense led by Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis and the cornerback
Josh Norman.
Yeah, they had one heck of a year on defense, and they're tough. I mean, all three phases: run, pass. You know, their pass rushes is ruthless.
I agree with you. I think their defense is on point. That's probably the strength of the team besides Cam Newton. Let's keep it real. MVP probably. I think their secondary is actually the weakest when it comes to their defense. Just because they have Josh Norman as their best corner. You got old head Cortland Finnegan, who was just retired, 4 or 5 months ago?
and
finally came back?
Yeah.
So I guess with that, I think that's probably the one thing Arizona can exploit. I think their front seven, though, sick. Kuechly, Thomas Davis, that Star Latutu guy.
Yeah, Star Latutu,
and Kawan Short, beast. I think a strength for Arizona has to be Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah. Arizona's passing game is clearly one of the best in the league. I mean, you got, like you said, Carson. It starts with Carson and Larry, and then you got throwing there Michael Floyd and the Brown kid, and they just got they got so many weapons on offense, man. Throwing the ball deep is a necessity, and that's why I'm really gonna look forward to this matchup to see how their passing game goes against Carolina's defensive backfield. Like you said, I mean, strong defense, but the weakest point of their defense is their secondary. But the problem is Arizona, they don't have a run game to counter that passing game.
Because old boy knows that David Johnson, that rookie, he's nice, and he torched our Eagles.
Yeah, very good.
But that's not the strength of their team. Their strength is pushing the ball downfield. They got 3 legit receivers that are going to night. I mean, we all know Larry Fitzgerald, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Easy.
The game he had last week, ridiculous. We know Michael Floyd's up and coming. When Larry gets out the door, he's going to be the #1 option. And John Brown, if you give him a couple more years, he can be #1. I think. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. Another strength I forgot to point out for Carolina, Greg
Olsen.
The U baby.
Greg Olsen is by far the best receiver on that team. You know.
If Kelvin Benjamin didn't get hurt, he'd be number one.
He'd be number one. But right now, Greg Olsen is their #1. And now the thing about that, the funny thing is a strength of Arizona is their secondary.
Right? Yeah.
You know?
I mean, even though they lost Tyrann Mathieu, which that's a huge blow, Pro Bowler. You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
But they do got Patrick Peterson, Gerard Powers. I mean, they got a nice squad. Like that's why we'll get to our pick later, but I'm kind of leaning towards Arizona, even though Carolina's at home.
I mean, if you think about it, even I remember they drafted Rashad Johnson, the safety,
to
play safety, and they moved up to linebacker. Now, you talk about Greg Olsen, but you have a safety playing linebacker
that can cover
can cover him. He's just as big as Greg Olsen.
I mean,
so that you talk about taking away a true strength of Carolina. Man, that neutralizes Greg Olsen. So it's going to be really interesting to see that battle between Cam. Again, Cam is elite, because he can run too. But, don't sleep on Arizona's defense.
Don't sleep on that defense. Don't sleep on Carson. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't sleep on Bruce Arians.
Oh, my gosh.
Because Bruce Arians, that coach, I was Philadelphia had him. Let's keep it real. We just got Doug Peterson. Fuck that. We want Bruce Arians. We'll just keep
We
it real.
should have had Bruce Arians. He
Yeah,
wanted to come to Philly too.
Let's keep it real. And on top of that, they got Riverboat Ron over in Carolina, who's a gambling man. But you know what? We'll see what happens. If it's a moment he needs to, come up clutch, hopefully he comes up clutch. All right, move on to the next game. We got New England Patriots versus the Denver Broncos. This is the primetime game.
Yep.
This is the 6:45 game, I think what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And between two first ballot Hall of Fame quarterbacks, two legends that played, I believe this will be the 17th matchup. 17th matchup. So you got Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. Tell me about Denver. What do you like about him? What you don't like about him?
I'm going to start with the offensive side for Denver. Unfortunately, that even with Peyton Manning, that is a really big weakness of theirs. And a lot of people are saying, well, it's Peyton. I actually don't agree with that. I think one of the problems with Denver is the system they put him in. Everybody knows Peyton has been a shotgun quarterback his entire career.
From the jump. That's going back to college.
That's going back to Tennessee, exactly.
Because David Cutcliffe was the quarterback coach, and David Cutcliffe's now the head coach of Duke.
And they put him in the shotgun. That's what he's always ran. So when Gary Kubiak took over, they put him in this zone read under center. That's not what Peyton does. Yeah. And then on top of that, you have an offensive line that's really not very good.
Because wasn't Kubiak, didn't he back up to John Elway back in the day, and they ran that zone offense?
Yep.
And that's kind of why Kubiak likes that offense. He ran that when he played in the pros. He ran that when he coached when he was at Houston when he was a coach. Yeah. And it was successful, but the quarterback that could do it. Now, we're not saying Matt Schaub was good. He just was able to run that zone offense. He had a running back.
Good fit.
He was a good fit. He had a running back like Aaron Foster, so that's a different case.
And that really hurts Denver, like I said, because I'm telling you right now, even though Peyton's skills are diminished and everything, you put Peyton in the shotgun and let him be Peyton Manning and give him protection. Oh, he's still by far one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the league. Easy. Now, a strength of Denver, and I think everybody knows this, their defense.
Yep.
All around, all 3 phases of defense, they are very good.
Yeah.
From the linemen, the linebackers, and the defensive backs. They are very, very good. They're talented. They're quick.
They got Chris Harris. Was it Chris Harris Jr.?
Yeah.
Bradley Roby.
Akib,
and what's his name? T.J. Ward.
T.J. Ward.
Yeah.
That's a loaded. And then you got Miller coming off the edge. DeMarcus Ware coming off the edge. You got Shane Ray, the first-round pick, doing his thing now. And they're disruptive. They really are.
And you know what, though? Even like last week's game, though, you saw when they played Pittsburgh, like that defense showed up when they did show up.
Oh, yeah.
They've been doing it all year. So it's not a surprise that Denver can keep their team in the game with their defense.
And a lot of people were talking about Denver because they gave up 300 passing yards to Ben Roethlisberger. But let me tell you something. I don't know how many people really watched Pittsburgh's offense this year. They've done that to everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They have so much talent, but the defense showed up when they absolutely should have. Think about it. They only scored 16 points. Yep. Yeah, and really it was 13 because that last field goal was more trying to get in range to do a Hail Mary type thing. But they held them to 13 points. Yeah. And how many teams really can say, well, we've held Pittsburgh to 13 points this year?
Not many.
So the Denver defense is a true strength. This year, number 1 in the league, so that's going to be a tough challenge for the Patriots this weekend.
Yeah, I guess when I talk about Denver, I think a weakness for Denver, and you said Peyton Manning's a strength. I think I agree with that. I think also it's a weakness. Just because, not because of his mind, because his mind's best of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
His arm knows what questions me. Because, like I said,
agree.
He's not Peyton Manning of 5 years ago. Or hell, 10 years ago. He has all those neck fusion surgeries. He got to wear the gloves to grip. You know what I'm saying? He's got to do all that. Let's keep it real. He's got a candy arm now.
I think one thing that does hurt Peyton, and this showed last weekend in divisional games, was Peyton, like you said, his arm strength is clearly diminished. Yeah. But when he does get the ball there, he has receivers dropping the ball.
Oh my God.
They had 6 or 7 drops last week.
If I was Peyton Manning, I'd be like, yo, you motherfuckers didn't get your game right.
Exactly. That I think that also why people said, well, his arm strength. Well, there was a lot of throws last week that was on the money. And, guys are dropping wide open or catchable balls they should have caught. There was 1 or 2 throws, he overthrew Demaryius on 1 deep ball, whatever like that. But still, the throws that he gets there, man, the receivers have to help Peyton out. You got to help him out, especially Demaryius Thomas. I'm surprised he dropped so many balls. He has great hands, but damn, he drops 4 or 5 balls a game.
I agree. All right, let's move on to the Patriots now. Defending champs from last year.
Yep.
Okay, Thomas Brady. Beast. Hall of Fame quarterback.
By far.
I know a lot of people don't like him, especially Steelers and Ravens and NFC East or AFC East opponent fans. Yep. But he's a great quarterback. Let's keep it real.
Yep.
We'll get to our picks, but I'm probably leaning towards New England because of him. Their strength is Tom Brady. Their strength is Rob Gronkowski. Their strength is actually their defense. What do you think?
So, I would agree with that actually. Clearly, Rob Gronkowski is the best tight end in the damn league. You know, he's gonna be one of the best to ever play.
No, he's not just a tight end. He's a fucking mutant. He's a mutant. He's an alien, and he's just doing his thing out in the field. No one can cover him.
No one.
He's really a polar bear fused with an alien and a mutant.
To me,
it's sick.
To me, he's the only uncoverable receiver in the league.
Yep.
You know, I don't care, Des Bryant, anybody. He's the only uncoverable receiver because you can put 2-3 guys on him. He's still getting it. You know, now what I will say, while I agree that Tom Brady is the clear strength of that team and Gronkowski is as well, the one thing about Denver, though, they have played New England and Gronkowski really well.
Yep.
The years they've played, they for some reason they've come up with great ways. And whether a lot of teams try to do with Rob is go high on Rob. Denver just figured out you got to go low on him. And you know, a lot of people say that's cheap. That's football, man.
It's football, yo.
That's football. If you got to do that 6'6", 6'7", you ain't got no other choice. So Denver has played them really well, but I do agree that on offense, that's their two strengths. But the strength of the entire team is their defense.
Yeah.
I do give a slight edge to New England. I'm personally, you know, I'm leaning towards Denver because I just think with them being at home, and the last time they played them at home in the championship, they did win.
Yeah.
You know, I'm giving that slight edge. But, again, you can never count out Tom Brady. Even, like, you know, I don't think Tom Brady, besides Randy Moss, has really ever had an elite receiver.
That's the truth. I mean, you probably could say Randy Moss and then Gronkowski.
And then Gronkowski, yeah. You know, but when you speak of true, like, receivers, Randy Moss, you know, you're playing with, don't get me wrong, Julian Edelman is good.
Danny Amendola,
you know, but he's really a slot number 2. Same thing with Danny Amendola. Yeah. You know, but they're piecing together guys and stuff. Now, the only problem I could see with New England this weekend on offense is that they don't have any of their top running backs. Yeah. And that could become a problem because Denver's pass rush is really good.
Yeah,
so, and one of the weaknesses of New England, like Denver, is the offensive line.
Yeah.
You know, and if Von Miller and those guys can get to Tom Brady, you've seen it before. He gets very frustrated, you know, and then that's when, you know, things start. You can't get the ball to Gronk quickly. So it's going to be a chess match between Tom Brady and New England's defense. The same thing with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Denver's defense and Peyton Manning and New England's defense. But again, that continuity of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, man, that again, you can't. If you're picking them to win the Super Bowl, you can't really knock it.
Like let's like I said, we look. That's our breakdown of what's going to happen tomorrow. What we think. As for our picks, I'll go first. I think Arizona is going to beat Carolina. I think New England is going to beat Denver. Going to be those two in the Super Bowl.
As far as my picks, I'm gonna go with Arizona because I think they are going to beat Carolina. I think it's gonna be a close game. 34-31 type game. I'm gonna get the slight edge to Denver. I'm gonna pick Denver because they're at home, and I really do see a low scoring game. I'm gonna say maybe 24-21.
Okay.
So those are my picks, man.
All right. Before we end this video, let's say that happens. Let's say Denver goes to the Super Bowl and Peyton wins. Think he retires?
Oh yeah, hands down. Okay. I think if Peyton wins or loses, honestly,
I agree.
That's it. Because what do you have left, man?
Yeah, you're done.
It's time to go. It's time to go.
All right, so that's it, YouTube. I want to thank my guest, Cortez Brown. He'll be back on the YouTube channel again. Trust me, we'll talk more sports. Again, we're Hurricanes and Eagles fans, so we'll talk about stuff. We're actually going to come up and talk about the Eagles situation soon, so look for that video coming soon. Again, like I always say, please comment, please like, please subscribe. All right, people, peace.
Stand up!